Hey, welcome back to Ollie Talks Airsoft. Today I'm going to be talking about bolts for the MWS and kind of like the little things, like the details. So someone made a comment recently, and I do like reading all the comments and stuff, so thank you very much for that. But it just got me thinking about something that I've done for this bolt that I haven't done for this one. It's just it's a tiny detail. And it's kind of sad as well. Well, actually, no, it's not sad. It's you'll see. So, there you go. Right. Now, on the this is a stock Tokyo Marui bolt. But this is kind of how it goes when you try and polish it. It doesn't turn up to like a mirror shine. So that's like the original finish that hopefully you can see, although it's not reflecting too much. And it gives you this kind of like dull silver. So anyone that was thinking of doing it, that's the kind of effect that you get. What I'm really talking about here though is the extractor piece, that bit moving back and forward. And you'll notice that mine, well, it's got like a bit of a metallic look to it, and it doesn't look quite the same as every other. Now, it's odd because when we turn this bolt around, you'll notice that this one is just normal, the normal black version, the same as what I've got in this aftermarket bolt here. So again, it's just a standard black nozzle, but on this one, I made the changes on the side of it. So you can see they both have BCM engraved in them, and I got that done at the National Airsoft Festival in the UK a couple of years ago. Stood in a tent, ankle deep in water, getting bolts laser engraved, while my friend Tom had to wait for me in his van. Cheers, Tom. But anyway, yeah, so the interesting part of this is basically the what I've done on here. And it's so simple that I'm going to do it on this one as well. It's a silver pen. So this is, as you can see, kind of like a bit of a felt pen. And to be honest, I don't want to be putting lots of unnecessary gunk like all over this system, which is why I only do the bit that you can actually see. So that's why I'll only do this half, and I won't bother doing this half back here, because it's just, no one's going to see that. There's no point. There's no point in like gunking up the system. So all I'm going to do is just go in and just start colouring it in, like, literally like this. So it doesn't have to be a particularly good job, because you're going to make it look, you want it to look worn. I know that some people might go in here with like a spray can or something like that, but I think that would probably just take too long. Like, I just don't have the time for that. So this is how I do it. And I know a lot of people don't do this. It doesn't improve the performance of your gun at all. Doesn't make it shoot further. Doesn't make it shoot straighter. Nothing like that. No details. But it's just makes it a bit different to look at. So there we go, that's a proper rough cut there. Doesn't matter, there we go. Now I've got a sort of silvery coloured extractor on my bolt. So let's drop it in and let's kind of see how it looks when I put it in one of the guns. So the good thing about these pens is as well, they dry really quickly. So just put that in, close it up. So now here, instead of just having the black bolt, we've now got that metal, kind of metal. I mean, it's not perfect, guys. I mean, it's not a real gun, is it? It's an airsoft gun. But yeah, it just kind of looks cool. Another thing that you can do to it though, and the reason that this one looks like a little bit grubbier and a little bit more subdued, not only because it's been like this for ages, But also, I actually took the end of a lighter to it and put a lick of flame underneath it to get actual carbon on it, basically. Because the thing is, if you do that on, you don't want to do it for very long because you're going to melt it. So you can just kind of flick a flame underneath it. You wouldn't notice if it was just the standard black, but you do notice on if you've like gone over it and made it a bit silver. So, because I would never have anything that clean, let's whip this out. And I'll show you what I mean. So, the best place to create like soot or anything like that is going to be at like the tip of the flame. So all I'm going to do is do the lighter and then just kind of you see, it's only very brief that I just kind of do it, because you can do it a few times just really quickly. You don't want to melt anything, don't want it to get hot or anything like that. You just want a little bit of that soot, and only a little bit, just a little bit of that soot to the flames just kind of licking the bottom there. Now have a look at it. It's way more dulled. I reckon if I was to see how much more silver it is at the back there, where it didn't get any of the flame. So now that's like a in my eye, that looks better. So back into the gun, and how are we looking? Yeah, I prefer the look of that. You don't have to prefer the look, because obviously your gun is your gun, and what you do with it is up to you. But yeah, it's just something I did just to add that little bit of detail. Another thing that I did to add a little bit of detail onto this one, I should really do a proper in-depth look at this MK18. But obviously I liked the steel dust cover, mostly because of the sound. Yeah, that does look better in my mind. But you'll notice the brass deflector here has got damage all the way up it, and that's where I've sat with the end of a real shell, and was just kind of like, for quite a while, just smacking it against there, because I wanted it to have some markings on here like it had been deflecting shells. So that's just two very small things that other people might want to do to their guns in order to make them look a bit different. Yeah. So yeah, with this bolt out, you can see basically that's what, yeah, like I said at the start, that's what happens when you polish it, and that is what I've done to the extractor, just to make it look a little bit more real. Doesn't help the gun, doesn't help the performance, but puts a smile on my face and kills 5 minutes of time. It's kind of fun. Anyway, hopefully you've found this maybe interesting, maybe useful, maybe it's inspired you to go out and buy a silver pen so you can do that. But yeah, just a bit of fun. Anyway, guys, until the next one, take care.